All right, what's up, familia? Welcome inside the big week. Hope you guys are doing good. Keeping between the lines. Got your load secure. All right, so somebody asked, "Hey, homie, how did you become a country fan?" And yeah, homes, you guys have seen me bump country music in here, and not only that, but also I've said it numerous of times. I do like country music. I love country music, actually. And I don't think I've ever talked on how I became a fan of country music. Did I always like country music? Was it bumping in my house growing up as a kid? No, no, it wasn't. And there's not country music bumping in the barrios, homie. So, how did I become a fan of country music? So, when I first started trucking, um, well, first off, man, I would make fun of country music the way I hear most people that don't really know much about country music. I would make fun of it just, the way they do. Even to this day, I hear people make fun of country music, and I'm like, yeah, they don't know about country music, homie, because, what they're throwing out there, that's not really what it is. But oh well, right? I was there once upon a time, too. Um, so when I first started trucking, I was hauling bottom dumps, right? And my truck, it didn't have a radio, so I had a little boom box with with batteries in it, right? And back in those days, Holmes, Power 106 was the station that everybody listened to. All right, everybody was bumping Power 106, Holmes. That was the king station of FM radio, Power 106. Now, in reality, on the station, on the actual dial, it was never 106. It was 105.9. If you know, you know. Because if you put it on the actual 106 station, it sounded all staticky and stuff. So you would actually put it on 105.9. Yet the station was called Power 106. You had Big Boy's Neighborhood. I don't think he hasn't been there in years, right? But nonetheless, that was the FM station that everybody was all over, right? A couple of other stations as well, but everybody knew Power 106. So I did like rap, whatever you guys want to call it, man. Rap, hip hop, some people say like, hey, rap is not hip hop is not rap, gangster rap is different. That's cool, Homs. I'm not gonna get into the details in it, but I did like it once upon a time, with the NWA days, the Death Row Record days, the West Side Connection days. Those days, yeah, I was into it. So anyway, you guys got to understand, man. When I first started trucking, that was before smartphones and podcasts and all that stuff, homie. So you just turn on the radio, right? So I kept having it on Power 106, homes, and I realized one day, right? It just came to me, dog. I just realized, like, hey, dog, I don't like any of this stuff. Like, all this stuff sucks. I just had it on there because that was the station to listen to. That was the station to bump. And once upon a time in the 90s and stuff, it was. But once you got into like the, I don't know, early 2000s or something, I don't know, man. The music really started changing. It started shifting. And I started realizing, like, dog, I don't even like this stuff. It just sounds like trash to me, dog. Serio. It does. I don't like it. And it took me a long while just listening or just, bumping that station where I'm like, man, screw this, dog. Let me find something else. Okay, now let's rewind. All right, let's push the rewind button for a second. Back when I was in high school, I used to have this part-time job because I was at a continuation school, right? And continuation schools are just half day. So the other half day, I went to I had a job called, it was at a place called CVC Technologies, right? I was a parts room coordinator. I would work in the warehouse and at the parts room as well, man. I'm getting like all the UPS and the FedEx stuff ready so it could get shipped out. Anyway, there were two dudes that worked back there in the warehouse, right? Both of them, they're foreigners, man. One guy was from China, the other guy was from somewhere else. Anyway, they used to bump country music all the time in the warehouse. That was their thing. That was their go-to music. I don't know why. I didn't ask, right? And I never really paid attention to it either. But there was one song that caught my ear, all right? Till this day, that is one of my favorite songs, all right? But I remember that song caught my ear. And I was like 18 at the time. I'm 17, 18 years old. And I was like, damn, dog, that's a badass jam. I love that song, right? But I'm cool at the time, homie. I'm not going to admit that, dog. I'm not going to admit that I really love this country song. I didn't know who sang it, and I didn't know the name of the song, all right? All I know is that I heard that song the whole time I worked there, which I was only there probably for like 6 months, right? And they would have it on the country station. The whole 6 months that I was there, I probably heard that song maybe like 3 times. Okay, probably like 3 times. Never again. This is all before smartphones and everything like that, homes. Before, the real advanced technology started taking over. So I was like, man, that's a badass jam. Damn, dog. I wish I knew the name of that song, or who sang it, but. And, the cool guy inside of me, Holmes, was like, it's country music. But I really like that song, okay? Now, fast forward to when I started trucking it. There was 2 country stations, all right? And there was K-Frog. That's out in the Inland Empire. Shout out to the Insane Empire. And then there was a country station in Los Angeles. I forgot. I think it was like 93.9. That country station went under, Holmes. That country station went under like in 07, 08, 09, somewhere around there, man. That country station died out. Now, I don't know if there's another country station in Los Angeles. I don't know. At that time, that was the only one, right? Now, that one had Peter Tillman in the morning, because I got into it, right? Now, this is how I got into country music. Because all the new hip-hop, rap stuff and everything was straight trash to me, dog. It was straight garbage. I didn't like it. And I still don't like it to this day. It's still, I still don't, I'm not a fan of it, man. So I'm like, man, let me change stations, dog. I just started changing the station. I'm like, oh, this sucks. And I went probably like a good year listening to Power 106 when I'm like, man, this music sucks, dog. Serio, homie. Like, this music is trash now, man. They're not bumping the stuff that I liked once upon a time. So I came across a country station, right? And I'm like, oh man, you know what? Like, screw country, but let me see if I hear that one jam. Lo and behold, it wasn't long. I didn't leave it on that station too long, man. It was the station from LA. I think it was 93.9. I think. I'm not sure. K-Frog is still around, to the best of my knowledge. I think it was 93.9. Either way, man. Peter Tillman in the morning. And lo and behold, man, probably within... It wasn't long. It wasn't long. It wasn't with the snap of a finger either, but it was probably about 10 minutes... 15 minutes in, no longer than 20 minutes in, that song that I loved came on. The song that I used to listen to, or the song that I really fell in love with back when I was working at CVC Technologies with those 2 dudes that bump country, that song came on. And I was like, yeah, that's the jam, homie. That's the jam right there. Yes, right? Still, at this time, again, there was really no, let me play this song over and over and over again. That wasn't a thing, right? But at least with that right there, I got the name of the artist and I got the name of the song. Till this day, that's one of my favorite jams, homie. I'm not talking about my favorite country song. Yes, it's one of my favorite country songs, but it's still one of my favorite songs, period, homes, right? And And after that, man, you know what? I would I would put it on the country station every now and then. I'll be switching a little bit back and forth, put it on the country station, see if I could hear that jam. And through that, I heard a lot of good songs, man. A lot of good country songs. Homie, that honestly, man, I could really, relate to. I know people think about country jams where it's all about just farm working and cowboys and, life out in the boondocks. Nah, man, you know what? There's a lot of good stories, a love story, heartbreak stories, whatever it may be, man. You find a lot of good stuff. I'm not trying to turn any or convert anybody to listen to country jams, all right? I'm not, dog. If you don't like country, you don't like country. But I started, getting to know some of these country singers, the Toby Keiths, the Brad Paisleys, the Gary Allens, a lot of these people, man. And I started just, Kenny Chesney and, a lot of these songs, dog. And I started like, hey, man, there's some pretty freedom jams, dog. While I am waiting for this one song that I really, truly love, I'm, picking up all these other jams as well. And all these other country artists, man, that I'm just like, damn, dog, this is some pretty good stuff. I'm actually liking this, And I never, for the most part, I never really bumped country jams until I start trucking, right? Especially if I'm like on the open road and everything. To me, honestly, man, there's nothing like bumping some country jams, man. Spence, I'm over here messing with my ELD, finishing off the day, Holmes, you know what I mean? But anyway, to me, when I hit that open road, nothing hits harder, at least for me. If it's not for you, it's not for you, Holmes, all right? But at least for me, when I hit that open road, dog, honestly, country music to me hits the hardest. Really. There's other jams that I bump. I love the, classic rock, the oldies, the soldies, the old school. There's a lot of different genres of music that I like. Rap, again, not so much, dog. I mean, if we're talking about rap from back in the day, I could, yeah, I could bump some of that rap here and there, dog. I've kind of changed my life around, man. But yeah, dog. If we're talking about rap, like the West Side Connection and all that stuff, yeah, you know what? I could still bump a little bit of that, but honestly, not so much, man. Every now and then, I might go ahead and throw something like that on, but it's rare, right? Like I said, man, I go ahead, I bump the, the Guns N' Roses, the Motley Crues, the Aerosmiths, the, Brenton Woods, the Mary Wells, the, old school and soldies and anything, dog. Well, not anything, but a lot of genres of music that I like. And to tell you guys the truth, homie, country music, my favorite music out there is definitely my oldies. And honestly, dog, right there with my oldies is country music, dog. But again, I gotta make it clear. Country music, to me, would I kick it at my pad and just bump some country? Probably not, unless I'm sipping on a little Jack Daniels, dog, right? I also, I don't drink as much today either, man. My drinking days are kind of, they're kind of far and few in between, dog. But, back when I used to drink a little bit more, I realized all that country jams were, some really good drinking songs, man. So just like the oldies are, right? Like I said, man, I don't really drink like that anymore. But, dog, I love country music, homie. And I'll be honest, once upon a time, I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed, homie, to admit that I like country music. Today, I don't give a damn, dog. I let everybody know, dog, I love country music. I love country music, dog. Country music and oldies, dog. That's where it's at for me, I love a lot of other, genres of music as well. But that's how I became a country fan, dog. Because this one song got my attention way back when I was like 17, 18 years old, working at this warehouse because that's what the other dudes will bump. Fast forward to where Power 106, to me, I just lost interest. It completely sucked, Holmes. And I was just trying to, I found a country station just so I could hear this one country jam that I really loved. And then finally, and through all that, I was hearing a lot of these other jams, dog. Songs About Rain by Gary Allan. I'm Gonna Miss Her by Brad Paisley. All these jams, dog. All these jams are just badass, Holmes. But anyway, for those that are wondering, hey, well, what's that one song, man? You haven't told us what that one song is that you really liked that made you go check out that country station. To this day, that song is still one of my favorite songs of all time. And what is it? It's My Best Friend by Tim McGraw. The living legend, the iconic Tim McGraw, My Best Friend. Still to this day, I love that jam, Holmes. And Tim McGraw holds a good place in my heart, dog. I love his jams, dog. He is my favorite. Him and Eric Church are my two favorite country singers ever. But Tim McGraw has a little bit more place in my heart because he's a little bit more old school, right? Eric Church is a little bit more new. He's not new to country, but he's a newer artist when you talk about, how long Tim McGraw has been in the game. So Tim McGraw, like I said, man, I love Eric Church as well, man. Eric Church is my guy. Tim McGraw, just a little bit more legendary and holds a little bit. And he's the one that brought me to country music, right? But I mean, Eric Church, I love Eric Church too, man. I have yet gone to. I went to Louis the Singer. I went to one of his concerts, but I've not gone to like a Tim McGraw or Eric Church concert or any other country singer concert. They rarely make their way down to SoCal, and when they do, it's like way out in the boondocks somewhere. Hopefully I could go to a country concert sometime soon, because I would love to be there, man, and witness the music for myself. But yeah, Holmes, that's how I fell in love with country music, because people trip out all the time. They're like, hey, homie, how did you get into country jams, dog? Why are you over there bumping Travis Tritt? That's how I got into it, dog. That's how I got into it. The legendary Tim McGraw, man, which will always have a place right here, man. Tim McGraw. Eric Church as well, man, but he came on a little bit later. Once I already had a love and passion for country music, then Eric Church came into the scene. But Tim McGraw, dog, he brought me to country music, homie. And I've been, loving it, trucking it, bumping country music ever since, man. Along with so many other genres of music that I love as well. So that is how I, Cholo Trucker, became a country fan. I did not grow up listening to country music. Country music was nowhere around my pad. Country music was nowhere around the streets or the barrios, man. It was later on in life that I picked it up, and it came with one song, and one song that I still love to this day. My Best Friend by Tim McGraw. As always, familia, live your life like you're on the road. Be aware of your surroundings. Always keep a safe distance.